Morning, Craig. Hey, Pseudo Reboot. Hey, Daniel. Morning. Thank you, Craig. Quattro Bagina. Good morning. Shutdown -R? What are you doing? Oh, in reference to the server comment from Craig, maybe? Hey, Webbit. Yeah, I need tea. I almost went and got tea, but was worried I'd wake up the dog and then he'd want to go for a walk. And it's like 4:30 in the morning. I didn't want to deal with it. So yeah, I could use some tea. Steve. Will English. Hey, Andy. Skyer. The weather's supposed to be good today, so we're doing like a sunrise kind of piece. No sun here right now. Not yet. Soon. Forecast is here. We get another 8 bars down here. Everything is playing, except the drums, but we're not going to do drums today. Yeah, we're doing gentle, although, let's see. See, if I do transpositions here, I've got a drone running and the drone won't shift when I transpose. So I'd have to kill the drone. Let's see. And with these sustained notes, so there's one of the negatives around the Jelly Bean stuff. I had to kill the drone, otherwise that was underneath. And I need to make sure I only do chord changes when the bass is about to play. Otherwise, the bass will sustain and everything else will shift and we'll get dissonance. Kill the drone. Tweak the bass line just a little bit. Hang on. To make easier transitions. Davey. You can hear the drums coming in, the guitar solo. Yeah. This could easily transition into the hero theme from like Top Gun 3. I know you don't need a constant tone. I know. You taught me that, Andy. That's what the mute button's for, Davey. Right? So I could just hit mute talking and then nobody off and things like that, and it's okay. You can just do the mute back. You know, mute button. A low one for Davey, or for Audrey, actually. Hey, Anna. I only need to watch 12 more of Wabbit's videos in order to get caught up. And that's only after 2 days, Mr. Productive. Wait, how was Andy naughty yesterday? I think I'm going to replace the bass line with something a little bit more, a little steadier rhythm. Oh, yeah, Mr. Premier. Got that. I could do slightly more common chord changes. Oh, God, who knows? One of these days, this cold will be gone. Hey, helical coil. This is in E major. Just being sort of sunrisey. Hey, Shat. Ready. Doing a mellow kind of droney thing this morning. Let's start bringing stuff out. I got time today, so we'll take this out, break it down, take it apart, and do something a little more upbeat. There we go. So, good morning, everybody. So, let's see. It's Sunday, 12th. 12 days in. More than a third of the way through January. So, yay. It's okay. I like January. That first year, though, that was rough. But, all right, so what are we doing today? So let's just quickly run through some sounds. So we got this nice breathy sort of pad without being overtly choral. Right? Yeah, that works pretty well. An octave that comes in on the mod wheel. Just subtle. And if I really hit it hard, you get a ton of the sort of breath noise. Almost too much, so I play it pretty soft. Helical coil question: will you do a second stream later on today? No, not today. So we've got some plans this afternoon. My father may be visiting. So my dad lives about 3 miles from here. My mom passed away a few years ago. And so dad comes by every other Sunday generally. And we do donuts and coffee and stuff like that. So he'll be coming later. So yeah, so this is it. So I'm going to let this one go a little long. And if you need to run. It's not a big deal. Turn off your 10:45 a.m. alarm, Craig. Yeah. All right. So we've got that. We've got this. A little horn with way too much delay, just so that we can have that sort of. Today's exercise, today's drone thing, whatever this was, it was an exercise in me trying to show some restraint and not play quite so much. Right, and let other things, all 7 instruments were playing, but across 16 bars, each one would only play like the 3rd and the 8th bar, and that's it. And then the other ones would play the 4th and the 12th bar. And then we have a new lead today. Oh, I lied. I have a new lead, but I wasn't using it. The new lead is this one. Leaning into that sort of like analog drift kind of thing. Nasal enough to sort of bite through later when we use it. We were actually not using that one. We were using that one, which is the sort of the Mogi style. So look at all the love going around. Hey, Prometheus. Oh my God. Yeah, well, hold on a second. There we go. All right. Let's see. Breaking down stuff. The bass is the bass. Little sub-octave under there. We'll see how many people ask about how to make that bass sound today. It's like every day. And the answer is always the same. There's a video on it. You can go watch it. We've got the Op6 doing its thing. Be a couple more days before I change the Op6 sound. Yeah. And then this was new. So this is off the Wave State. Yesterday we were doing that Mike Oldfield sort of vocal bop kind of sound. And today it's this sort of this hollow, I'm going to strike a PVC pipe with a mallet kind of. Just washed in reverb. It's almost a little Art of Noise. If you put way too much reverb on something from the late 80s Art of Noise, that's kind of where that's at. Enjoy the silence era Art of Noise. Shut up, Greg. Let's see. Oh, and Steve. Yeah, of course. And Anna. All right. Yeah. Hey, Dedex. Let's see. Yeah, Art of Noise. I loved Art of Noise. Let's see. From an era perspective, when I was listening to Art of Noise, who else were you listening with the first time? Who else were you listening to the first time you heard Art of Noise? Right? So the first time anyone played me Art of Noise, they were also playing me Susie and the Banshees, if anyone remembers them, and Sisters of Mercy. And I think Kraftwerk had come out with very different band. Kraftwerk had just come out with what's the album with bum bum bum. Oh man. It's the same album that had like of course the only track I remember of the album is the one titled I Don't Want to Be Your Sex Object. Because I was 14 or whenever at the time. Priorities. But that album, what Kraftwerk album has I Don't Want to Be Your Sex Object on it? I don't remember. That one had just come out. And then Echo and the Bunnymen we were listening to a lot. So I think that was a Fairlight sound. Oh, this one? Yeah, Prometheus. That does feel very Fairlight. Here, let's do this real quick. We'll turn the reverb off. Oh, that's inherent in the sound, actually. That's not me adding more reverb. That's in the sample. Anyway. Let's see. Prometheus has seen Art of Noise. I've never seen them live. I mean, I haven't even seen a concert video. I've just only seen their like MTV. So Computer World. That was it, Steve. Yes. And then our last sound for today is off the Mod Wave, which is a new one. And it's not CS80, but it's thick, slightly muted pad. Also drifting a little bit. And I think the bass sound has some chorus on it. Play it clean. Hold on. Just play one note. There's some like dual oscillator interaction there. But if you bring up the mod wheel, it brings in this really sort of straight, buzzy, kind of soft thing. You get a little expression on that. Kind of like that. Davey says Computer World by Kraftwerk was the first vinyl album that you bought when you were 11 years old. Nice. What was my first vinyl album? The first vinyl album I was ever gifted, like as a child, was Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, I think. A lot of Bee Gees. That and The Hobbit. So the Rankin Bass animated movie of The Hobbit, that came out as a storybook vinyl LP, 2-disc set. And then the liner notes was basically a giant book of, scenes from the film. I wore that thing out. Listened to that. Listened to The Hobbit a lot. And that was why I was so excited when Peter Jackson did Lord of the Rings, and it was awesome. And then I was extra excited when he did The Hobbit and destroyed it. I'm very disappointed. Sorry. I'm like losing my, I've had this cold for so long that, what is it? I used to hide when I would like blow my nose or cough, and now it's just like, let it all hang out. All right. So anyway, those are the sounds for today. Oh, Electric Cafe, not Computer World. Okay. Freddie. Correction. All right, credit to Freddie. And Sex Object was not part of Computer World. Okay, everybody's doing corrections. Okay, that's good. That's good. Accuracy. So on the Discord server, I I post a sticker of a medallion of a very stylized Star Trek style flipping the bird. And that it says International League of Pedants, and then their motto is accuracy over tact along the bottom. We give that out where appropriate. And you guys get it today. Nice. So Edub. How's it going? Treasure Island? I don't know what that's in reference to. I might be missing parts. Oh man. Too Shy by Kajagoogoo. Great song. That's another good one. All right. First LP vinyl for Andy was Planet Suite by Gustav Holst. Oh, that was getting talked about. Was that on Soar like a week ago? They were talking about the planets. People were like they were looking up videos and playing it. Someone pulled up like Mars, Bringer of War. It was a good album. A good piece of work, I should say. Dark Side of the Moon. Freddie, I have to confess, I am a Pink Floyd fan, but Dark Side of the Moon is one of those albums where it was played so much by like friends and family that I'm like kind of tired of it. It is a amazing album, but I'm like, I don't reach for Dark Side of the Moon these days very often. You know what it may be? It's that because I went to the local planetarium for the laser light show with my friends and it featured Dark Side of the Moon, like more often than not on the weekend, I saw it and heard it a lot. So I OD'd on it. Let's see. Let me get a drone running if I'm going to read the chat here. There we go. Let's see. Poland by Tangerine Dream. You know what? I don't remember what's on that album. Prometheus. No. Okay. So note to self. I'm going to go listen to that when I'm done here. All right. I live and die by the Reminders app on my phone, watch, computer. It's like my external brain pack. If I don't put it in Reminders, I will not do it, whatever it is. Oh, Rendezvous? That's a good one, Daniel. First Quest, the music. When was that film made? I'm assuming that's a soundtrack, Steve. So 7-inchers wasn't a thing for me and my peer group. Or wait, 12-inch. So we basically had 45s and we had LPs. There's a middle one that no one ever had. I never saw this till I was like in my 20s. And club music was a thing. Metal, yeah. That one didn't get overplayed in my neighborhood house. It was a cover and Hulse Planets was on the second side. That sounds like possibly very disappointing at first, and then you like dug into it. Quattro Bagina. And then you got into it. The Wall. Yeah. One of the most depressing nights I had was spending the night at a friend's house, like a sleepover kind of thing. And his older brother procured for us Alice Cooper's film Welcome to My Nightmare. And we partook of chemical refreshments, watched Alice Cooper, and then watched The Wall from like 10 o'clock until 3 a.m. It was not fun. It was like, let's do this, it'll be fun. No, it's not. I mean, I like Alice Cooper and I like The Wall, but yeah, not so much. No Sleep Till Hammersmith. That's like a classic. Good old Lemmy talking about bass. It's not distorted enough to be Lemmy right now. Oxygen, Animotion. That's a great first album. I can see that. Because that one you just listen to. You don't like pull up that album and say, I'm going to listen to one track. You just put the whole thing on. Oxygen by Jean-Michel. Sure. Poland, the Warsaw Concerts. Don't know that one. Have to dig into it. Let's see. Okay, let me get through the chat here and then we'll make some more music. Freddie, when you were 12, Pink Floyd was a revelation to you? All right. 10s. Thank you, Davey. 10-inch discs. Yeah, that wasn't a thing for us. Steve says, First Quest is actually music made for Dungeons and Dragons. The hodgepodge of writers and very quirky. And narrated by Valentine Dahl. I will look into that. Hold on. Okay, first quest, huh? Come on, give me a thing. I usually dictate my reminders into my watch or my phone, but that would be kind of annoying for you guys to watch me do that. Let's see. Dark Side, decent album. All right, let's make some music. You guys keep talking about your first albums. All right, let's kill these. Let's do something. That was at, that was like 90 BPM. Let's turn it up a little bit. Go to 105. And we'll start in minor. Right, because we're working in E major. Right. But we'll take it down to C. So using the jelly beans, we'll actually enter all of our patterns in shifted down 2 scale degrees. So everything's going to sound minor. And then we'll play with it, and then we'll bring it back up to major, and we'll see if it sounds triumphant. Or if it just sounds stupid. We'll see. Let me noodle here for a second. I'll do something rhythmic on the root instead. I'm not melodic just yet. Whoop. Not what I meant to do. I need to kill all these other patterns. Boop. There we go. That's better. There we go. That recorded actually. I'll put a beat behind this too, just for giggles. Real simple for now. that sound? Hey, Mark. Is it still a snow day? Lichtenberg figure. Welcome. Are you new? I think you're new. If you've been before, I've forgotten, and I'm sorry, but... Yeah, is it still a snow day, Mark? Is the little girl home? Need a few more bars here. That'll do, but let's give it some more delay. Bye, Anna. Let's be clear. No one is under any obligation to stay. Right? Come and go as you please. No snow. Oh, but it's Sunday, so there's no snow day anyway. They're not home. No school on Sunday. All right, so we've got this sort of minor key thing going on here. Hey, Tibor. Do some chord changes. Ilya. Are you new? Wow, I hope I pronounced that right. Vajrak Ilya? Ilya? Sorry. I'll do my best. Eventually it'll come to me. Steve, you sent me a link. All right. A link for what? We were in E major, and now we're fiddling around in C minor, B flat, changes between C and B. So I built this in C minor. Now we're going to take it back up to E major, and we'll see where it goes. Sort of a Jean-Michel Jarre sort of transposition. Yeah, so we can move around between E, C, and A, maybe? Inverted Popes and Dr. Felix. We're just going to transpose around. We built this a few minutes ago. Now we're letting it play. We're moving it around. There. Back to our minor that we started in. All right, let me kill this lead and I'll do something original. Need to mix a little bit. This is a push 3. Although they're all good. This performance is making you think of Jordan Rudess, making you wish that he was actually performing because I'm terrible. And if you mean that in any complimentary way, thank you. It's very high praise. I am not Jordan Rudess. I think we're going to bring it down now. It's been running long enough. See you, Helical Coil. Have a good day. A lot of Bitwig advocacy going on, and that's okay. I'm not a Bitwig guy. Nothing wrong with it though. And there we go. All right, let me get caught up on chat here. And we'll keep a drone going. And a little teeny pattern. Hang on a second. There we go. All right. Let me get caught up in chat. Were we still talking about the first vinyl albums we ever got? Let's see. Lichtenberg figure, you gonna get on the Bitwig train? Are you asking me or the general someone in chat? Let's see. Let me keep going. You probably answer that further down. Okay. I see Bitwig advocacy. Cheetos. Hey, you asked if it was push 2 or 3. It's a push 3. I think I answered in line. And Craig answered as well. All right, cool. Oh my God. Great statement. I don't believe in a compromise between Waters and Gilmore. The band politics are always a good topic, right? Skyer is a Linux person, which limits their choice of software for making music slightly. That's fine. There's a guy, it's a coworker friend. He's on Linux. He came by my office the other day to show me his new laptop. He got this sort of music-centered turnkey system. I think it was a turnkey system. I mean, it was from a maker value add for Linux laptops specifically for making music, I think. And he's running VCV Rack on it, and he's a wind player. He's a flute player. And he builds these sort of interactive feedback devices in VCV Rack and then places flute into them and then gets them to the point where they're just about to tip over into chaos and then pulls it back. He sort of rides that sort of razor edge of his performance, and he'll add a little more wind instrument into it. And I'm not talking about Jeff Hopkins, who is another wind player. But it's all good. Let's see. Cheetos has a push 2. Push 2 is an excellent grid. Well, I like grid because they're smaller, and I like playing grids. I play a little linear keyboard, but not very much. I'm more of a bass player, although I don't own a bass anymore. No. It's all on the grid. Let's see. So we've transitioned from Tangerine Dream to Dream Theater, sort of, according to other people. I don't try and emulate Dream Theater. I'm a big fan, but not so much. I mean, Prog is good. Don't get me wrong. I'm just into older Prog. My DAW is simply a hard disk recorder, says Andy. This is very true for a lot of people. That's fine. Let's see. We are half hardware and half software today. You could scroll back. I did a breakdown of what the sounds were coming from. Like, it's 3 Korg hardware synths and then some software. All right, I'm almost caught up. Wow, talk about Linux distributions. I haven't issued the words Fedora, Ubuntu, or Linux distro haven't crossed my lips in many years. So thank you for taking me back in time. Hey, Myopic Mycelium, you sneaking in here. We're not, I wouldn't say we're at the end, but we've gone through 2 sort of musical segments, and now I'm just catching up on chat. Craig asks, have you heard of The Mystery, the best Canadian prog band not named Rush? No, I will add them to the list. Hold on. They're just called The Mystery. Add them to my list of things to listen to today. So we've got Poland by Tangerine Dream. We've got The First Quest, voiced by Valentine Dahl, and we've got The Mystery. All right, I'll check them out, Craig. Tangerine Dream Theater. Yeah, exactly. We'll just mush everything together, Lichtenberg figure. Let's see. All right, cool. All right. Well, what do we want to do? I'm not ready to shut it down yet. You guys can run if you want, but what else should we do? We could do some classic Berlin school. We start some patterns phasing. Let's do that. All right. Let's delete all this. Art is transient. I'm sure someone can psychoanalyze why I delete my patterns rather than saving the project. I mean, I do. I have all the January stuff. I haven't saved this one because nothing's really been that moving for me today, but that's okay. All right, so we've got those sustaining drones. Let's do this. Let's not use fixed length looping. slow down the tempo slightly. You can hear the delay. All right. Let's see. Might as well stay till lunch. It's 3 a.m. Oh, God, Craig, go to bed. It is a push 3, my Epic Mycelium. I used to have a push 2. I had a push 1. I bought it, and then a week later, push 2 came out, which is what always happens with hardware. And they had a deal where you could trade in the push 1 and pay a little bit and get a push 2. And then they would take the push 1 and sort of refresh it and then donate it to a school. So that's what I did. And then over the course of 10 years or so, I accrued like 3 push 2s for various reasons. And then when push 3 came out, I sold the push 2s. I gave 1 away, and 2 were sold for, I don't know, a song to finance the push 3. And I like it. It's very nice. Lichtenberg figure is watching in bed. I do that a lot. Girlfriend is snoring along. Yeah, my wife. I get the dog sleeping on the floor next to me and my wife sleeping next to me when I'm listening to Andy Synchrotron's stream on Saturday mornings. And so it's like drone with with percussion coming from the 2 sides, right? All right, let me put a little pattern together here. Let's do this. Let's do not random, but we'll do an rather than a steady repeating figure, instead of the duckas, like this is right, that's my default mode. Like, let's build a Berlin School pattern. Let's do something, let's layer a couple patterns that are not duckas, but and not at a regular rhythm, and then we'll play with the loop length till we find something that sounds good. So let's do this. All right, so that is, oh man, that's just like internal rhythm. It ended up being exactly 8 bars. Okay, let's do this. Let's play with the length. Let's make them a little bit longer, sustain. Before we do that, let's do this. We're going to use this this sort of horn, 80s horn, as the alternate pluck. So let me copy this over. All right. So they're playing in unison now. I'm just adjusting some velocities here real quick. All right, let's change the length on the horn one. We'll take it down to 7. So now we've got 2 patterns phasing. Should get, what, 7 times 8, 56 bars of variation now. And uh-oh. Hang on. Hey, Wabbit, I'm out. Hang on one second. There's a joke to be had about a man who keeps a box of tissues floating around his studio. Wabbit likes to make that joke. All right. Just reading the chat very quickly. All right. Let's see. Let's do it again. Let's get 3 parts going based on the same pattern. All right. We'll put it on the lead. Mixing is a thing. And we'll put a little bass line on it. Little Art of Noise, a little Yes, a little Pink Floyd maybe. Here, let's do this. Let's play with the drum kit, something I'm terrible at. Let's choose some of the cymbal-oriented stuffs. World's worst finger drummer. 6 of 7 instruments plus the drums playing. I've got one pad left to play sort of a underlying thing. Let's see. Transpose this in a second. Let's let it go and establish. Let me get caught up on chat here. You guys chill for a sec. Vajrak Ilya, I don't know if you're asking me if I like trackers. I do. You may have been just asking the chat. I love trackers. My favorite tracker is Renoise. My first tracker was Pro Tracker on the Amiga. See you, Prometheus. Have a good one. It's probably long gone, but that's okay. Hey, Cheetos. I feel for you, man. My dad's still with us, but mom passed away, but I totally understand. My son is 22, and he grew up with me, and he is a Rush fan because I would like to think because of my influence, but every so often I'll get a text from him. He'll be like, I was driving and, Spirit of the Radio came on and I thought of you, Dad. And it's like, oh. This one I'm going to save, actually. I like this. This has turned out. Oh yeah, Med and Octamed. I remember when Octamed came out, Andy, and everyone lost their mind because it had 8 channels instead of 4. They're like, holy crap! Everyone went nuts. Oh yeah, Skyer, you don't have to prompt people for thumbs up. I appreciate the sentiment, but it's not needed. It's okay. Don't sweat it. I'm just being an unconformist. Yeah, I like Renoise. That's probably my favorite tracker. If I'm going to use a tracker, I want it on my laptop because I have my laptop with me a lot, right? The Dirty Wave stuff and the other ones, the other trackers from Polyend. Those are awesome, but I've touched the Polyend one at KnobCon a couple years ago, and it was nice. It felt pretty good, but my tracker core values are based on the Amiga, so when I want to use a tracker, I want a computer with a tracker running on it, not hardware. I understand, but the keyboard interface, once you're there and you're flying, I think you mentioned it, once you get the sort of tracker mindset down, you just turn into a machine. It's awesome. Hey, Pat Brady, who loves Renoise. I'm going to transpose this in a second. I'm almost caught up on the chat. All right. take it down another scale degree here. Okay, this is working for me. I'm saving this one. So one thing I started working on was, I know conceptually, I have a prototype where I can record the chord changes, the Jelly Bean movement, and I just need to, address it. So what's happened with Max for Live is over the years, Ableton bought Cycling 74. It's integrated now well into Ableton, or even more tightly. All the Ableton APIs are available in Max now with Max 12. So like you can, within Max, you have access to all of Ableton's sound libraries and all of their instrumentation and devices, but also their low-level VSP. And so I need to go back and revisit a bunch of my Max for Live devices. And that's just time consuming. I haven't got around to it. But one of the devices is the device that allows me to record the Jelly Bean movements. And I need to go work on that. It'll be not during January, it'll be in February, something like that. But that'll get released eventually. Oh, bars and pipes. Oh man, I remember I was 14 at my girlfriend's house, and she was the first cool kid in the neighborhood to get an Amiga. Her dad bought her an Amiga 1000. The rest of us were like mucking around on C64s or PCs, the occasional Apple II, and she had an Amiga 1000 and bars and pipes. And I remember going over to her place and entering the piano arrangement of YYZ from Rush on bars and pipes on her Amiga. Nerd. Good memories. Well, they still make them. You can go get one if you want, especially if you're in the UK. All right. Do a little bit more transposition, and then I think we'll call it a day. It's been 90 minutes. So let's see. 4 bars and we'll start doing weird stuff. It may not sound good, but we'll try it. Not bad. I'm going to replace the bass line with a running bass line real quick, and then I can do transpositions that sound a little bit more grounded. Let's do this. Whoops, missed the ending. Still conflicting a little bit because those drone pads that are holding out for more than a bar sustain the pitch across the chord change, and that kind of fucks it up. Oop, sorry. Try not to swear on stream. I know I keep saying that, but we're down to like 1 or 2 curses per stream. So continuous improvement is a thing. That'll do. Kind of a weak ending, but that's fine. All right. So where are we? We're at about 90 minutes. I think that's good for today. Let's see. We catch up on stream here. Welcome, all you new people. Welcome back, all the old people. And we're all fairly old. Maybe not all of us. Some of the new people might be young. I don't know. Let's see. All right, we're all talking about our early computers. There we go. Oh, Steve's all ramped up now. Let's see. So Tibor still has a functional Atari 1040 ST, the first microcomputer to have inbuilt MIDI DIN plugs that I'm aware of. There may have been one before that, but that's the first one I ever saw. Hey, large father. I am also a large father. Welcome. We could be large fathers together. So you're sneaking in here at the end. We've been going for about 90 minutes. We're going to wrap it up here. All right. SID chips. Who doesn't love the SID chip? So this is why, so I don't have time to go on a side rant, but like, this is why I have a couple Ensoniq synthesizers, right? Because I don't remember. So one of you can cover it in the chat or maybe in a future episode, right? But there is a linkage between Ensoniq and the SID chip, and I don't remember what it is. I want to say the designer of one worked at the other. So before Ensoniq was sold to EMU and all that. And then, does anyone remember what the name of the sound chip was on the Amiga? It had a name too, like on the C64 was SID. On the Amiga it was something else, like Lucy or something like that. I don't remember. But anyway, we're doing January, so I'll be back tomorrow at 5 a.m. Eastern U.S. time, which is whatever 90 minutes from, we've been going for 90 minutes, so around that time. Feel free to jump in if you're interested, and we'll keep doing this every day for the rest of January. Same designer, Ensoniq, that's how I like to say it. The Ensoniq main guy designed the SID chip. All right. Cool. I knew it was there somewhere. Yeah, ESQ1. I've got an ESQ1. I've got an SD, one of the SDs. It's right over here. I've got an SD1, which I have barely dug into since I picked it up used. But I'm a big fan of Ensoniq. 2 a.m. call time. The Paula, Quattro Pagina's got it. Yeah, the Paula was the sound chip in the Amiga. Steve also called that out. And maybe a few other people before. Agnes, Denise, and Paula. Are those the chips, Andy? Or are those your children? Just kidding. Yeah, I like the ESQ1. The ESQ1 is probably a /SQ80. They're almost the same. I like that synth a lot. Unfortunately, the one I have that I bought from Task Boy, who's not here because he's sleeping, because he's smart, the key bed is dying. And so it's really just a very, not expensive, a very heavy sound module at this point. But I don't know. I'll get around to it. I do have a virtual SQ80. It's just not the same, though. It's entirely subjective, of course. All right. Well, everyone, I'm done. I'm going to call it a day. Hope the rest of you have a great afternoon or rest of your morning, wherever you are. Or if you're in Craig's place, go to bed. All right. So, Freddie said, Synth Seeker, your channel made it easier for me to get started with my own home studio and synths, and you listen to your live while you're soldering around on your DIY. I saw earlier, you said you're working on something with an FPGA on it, Freddie. So do a video of like sound demos when you get that cooking, right? Love to. I'm a big FPGA fan. I like synths in general, but you know, I can't solder. The only thing I can do with solder is burn myself. I did swap the battery out in the ESQ1, but it was ugly. So everybody take care. All right. Thanks, Steve. I'm going to close the stream down. I will talk to you all tomorrow, or I'll talk to those of you who visit tomorrow.